Perfect. So we can start segment one in five, four, three, two, one.
Hello and welcome to Shift Happens. We are here every week to help you find new ways of doing things that maybe you haven't heard of yet, things that sound like that's something that's way out in the future that is actually here right now that can completely change things in your life for the better. And today, first of all, I am Karin Weiri, and I have today my amazing co-host, Jessica Derle. Hello, Jessica.
Well, hey there, Karin. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're
Happy,
doing well.
yeah, absolutely. And not only is it a happy Tuesday, it's a happy birthday to you, Jessica.
There you go. Thank you very much. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, January baby.
yeah.
So
You get to start the year off with a fresh new perspective.
I will tell you what, though, I think you and I have had this conversation before. I think anyone out there who has a January birthday probably struggles with the fact that it's January. So it's when we start resolutions and all types of promises that we're making to ourselves, but then it's the month that you celebrate yourself. So there's sort of a double-edged sword there, and trying to do good and stay on the right path and decide it's time to celebrate. So.
Well, and I think it's really actually perfect because it's really all about balance because, I think that living healthy doesn't mean not having fun, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. It's key. We have to have fun. And that's something I have to remind myself of sometimes because I can totally get buried in work because when you have your own business, you could just always work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things that, I have a right to have a fun life too, and a private life.
No, you're so right. And you're right. I think people like to listen to, especially to us when we have great things to say because we do live a balanced life. I think, if anybody knows us socially or follows our social media, they'll see that there is a balance between what we talk about on the show and the things that we recommend and, that we try because it's always about learning something new and how can we live better and healthy and with longevity. But also, like you said, how can we appreciate today? I mean, it's all about making the most of today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
Because today, this is the present. I love in the English language, it is a present, which is the present. And we can easily get lost when we are not here now. We are caught up in things in the past, very easy to do, or all worried about things in the future, so easy to do too. We are truly not here, and you can tell when you are with people and they're not fully present because you can tell they kind of have this glazed over look on their face. And so, and when I really, really see it, you know what I do sometimes, Jessica? I will stop mid-sentence, and you know what? They have no idea. They don't even know that I stopped mid-sentence.
Oh my golly, that's so funny. You know what? That is so funny. It's sort of like, and I love that you said that because it's sort of like I heard someone once say, if you want to really get someone's attention, whisper. Because it makes them stop, focus, and lean in. So I love that you do that, Karin. That's really funny.
and then I know I don't need to be talking to this person anymore because I'm wasting my breath.
Absolutely. That is too funny.
Yeah. But Jessica, you have a really great topic today because one of our passions both of our passion is to really live the best life, which means the best way to live the best life, I can't talk, is to be able to keep ourselves young. That means, feeling young, looking younger is a side benefit, and we like that. But, and so this is what we're going to be talking about today. You have a lot of great tips on how to do exactly that.
Yeah. You know what? And this is really a topic that is near and dear to my heart. And I'm sure, like you said, obviously yours, and I'm sure many people, I'm going to guess more women, but men are right there with us. And, because it's my birthday, there's a lot of reflection, whenever you hit another birthday, you start to look back and say, okay, So am I where I thought I would be? You know, and of course you think financially and maybe relationship wise, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's all about, you know, you look in the mirror all the time. And so it's, you know, you always wonder, so am I looking my age? You know, what do I need to do? At least for me, every year I start to say, what else can I do? Because I know that as we get older, I need to do something more. I need to push harder. I need to do more. I need to be more disciplined, and at the same time have a balanced life, like we just discussed.
Yep.
So, you know, there's a few things that I have learned over the years that I have done, and I thought it would be a great time to, you know, talk about that, share that, and you know, and just give people a little bit of you know, the inside scoop on some things that people may or may not be doing now. Maybe it's time for them to start thinking about incorporating these things, because they're really very powerful if it's, you know, if you can start to add them to your routine.
Yeah. And I like that the items on your list, on your routine, are things that are natural because, you know, I like to do things that nature is already out there and it's perfect the way it is. And when we can harness that to, you know, empower ourselves, empower our little cells and make our cells happy cells. Happy cells are the young, healthy cells, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And, you know,
Yes.
and you're right, Karin, you know, in a world where we are all impatient, where we want immediate gratification, you know, we stop and we don't stop to think that true change takes time,
Mhm.
takes, you know, a mindset that we talk about all the time. Takes the time to allow your body to adjust, you know, take some education. So what is my body missing
Mhm.
because I'm getting a little older? What did it used to do that I needed to try to do?
Yeah.
And if we start to think that way and we start to incorporate the things that our body needs as we grow older, it starts to make things a little easier, I think. It physically makes things easier because now your body sort of has what it needs. It's been, you know, the aging process is the aging process. So, you know, you can't fight it. So how do we work with it? And we work with it through knowledge, through understanding what it needs, what it's missing, and how we can naturally, or, you know, not as invasively, work with our body so they can maybe start to, you know, get back to function, maybe turn back the, you know, or slow down the aging process. I mean, it's all about, you know, trying to live youthful. And at, you know, at some point, you know, vanity is a big part. I think, you know, we all like to believe that, oh, it's all about, you know, living well and appreciating every day, which it absolutely is. But at the end of the day, we're human beings and we want to feel good. And part of feeling good is looking good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what today is about. It's just about a few things that I love to do. And, you know, you and I will talk about and see, you know, which ones of these you also incorporate into your routine. I mean, share our experiences.
Yeah. And you know
everyone.
what? When you were talking about that, I was listening to Jim Quick this morning, and he has a new book that's coming out. And I love what he was talking about. He was talking about the 3 M's, that we have to have the right mindset. The mindset has to do with attitude and belief that we can do this. Then there's the motivation, meaning that we have enough oomph to follow through with doing this. And then there's the method. And that is, how are you actually going to be doing this step by step? You know, we need all 3. And that's where we get to this state where we can become, well, his book is called Limitless. I love that. We are all about being limitless on Shift Happens, aren't we, Jessica?
Absolutely. You know, it's so funny because I love what you just said. So I just wrote that down. So I would encourage everyone else who's listening, take out a pen and paper. I didn't expect that great piece of information to come from Karin today, and I'm all ears, especially when it comes to, you know, mindset and motivation and motion. I mean, that's perfect. That's so up our alley.
Absolutely.
So, you know, our goal is to, you know, put everybody in the mindset to have the motivation to take action. And, you know, maybe these tips that we're sharing today will be one of the few things that this year you decide, yeah, you know what, I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah. And make it part of that lifestyle that we're always talking about, because it's the lifestyle that adds up and becomes this compound effect that 2 plus 2 is no longer 4. 2 plus 2 becomes 8. 2 plus 2 now becomes 32 when you keep on with it.
Yes, absolutely. Love. Just thinking about, what we're capable of when we put our mind to it.
It's amazing. So Jessica, let's get started. I am like sitting here on the edge of my seat.
Well, it's so funny. I literally am too. And, for this show, I have the things that I love, but I like to do some research. I really sort of like to say, well, what beyond just doing what I do can I really share, with people? And, we're going to talk today primarily about, because gosh, there's so many things, but I wanted to focus really on skin. It's our largest organ. It's what we see when we look at ourselves. And, there's some things that we can start doing to take care of ourselves that, to take us to, into a more youthful, or get us back to that place. And, so we didn't really, Karin and I, Karin has her business about, her counseling business, which is wonderful. We'll talk to you about that later in the show, and we'll tell you more about what I do. But I'm going to bring up what I do because when we think about health and wellness, and we talked about doing things the right way, the focus is usually if you want to do it right from the inside out. So what I have been using for the last 3.5 years is a wonderful device called Beamer, Bemer. And it's a vascular therapy mobile device. So it is a device you use in your home. You have an 8-minute session on this large mat, and it increases your blood flow. So when we start to look at what is good for our skin, we understand oxygen is something that we need, and we need good blood flow. So when you're really starting from the core, if you don't have that one process working, you're really, you're not giving anything else that you're doing a chance to be impactful, because it's sort of like putting your favorite products down a clogged drain. They're never going to get anywhere. So you really want to start with the basics. And the basics is let's get your blood flowing. So whether that is through this amazing device, which, I can talk more offline with anyone who's interested about, or it's about moving, just getting yourself moving. So that is a huge thing that we have to do. So the other thing though, so let's go with the number one on my list, which I love, and it is collagen. Karin, how often do you hear people talk about collagen as it pertains to aging, as it pertains to, what's in a product? I mean, collagen is a huge, huge buzzword with anyone who has hit 40 and certainly older, because it's the number one protein in our bodies. And so to sort of try and make, thinking about collagen a little easier, I tried to Google a definition. So here's what I found that makes it easy, because we've all heard of collagen. So, it says here, collagen is an incredibly important protein that keeps our tissues and bones together. Specifically for our skin, which is what we're talking about today, collagen helps give your skin structure, elasticity, and that famous bounce. So bounce, you get that nice bounce back. You don't have sort of that crepiness. Collagen is responsible for that. So in theory, if we can boost our skin's collagen levels, or, best case scenario, prevent losing it as quickly as aging would have us do that, we can start to look younger. So what do you have anything, tell me a little bit about what you do in that regard. I mean, do you have anything? Are you currently doing anything that has a collagen in it?
So, and when I think about collagen, you were talking about the bouncy, I think baby cheeks. That's my favorite thing. When I see baby cheeks, I just want to kiss them. They're just so delicious.
Sure are.
Yeah. So what I do, I take a particular, it's a natural antioxidant, and it comes from pycnogenol is the main ingredient. And it has the hyaluronic in it, the particular one. Yes.
We're going to be talking about that for sure in a little bit.
Yes. So that's one of the things that I do. And I've always, really since I was a teenager, I was always cleansing my face and use the toner and all that kind of stuff, doing all of that to make sure that I was good, and it feels good too, feels clean.
Yeah. So I take mine. So I take mine in powder form.
Yeah.
I put it in my shake. I also have a powder form that I can drink. It actually has a little bit of a flavor. And so there's a lot of benefits to, supplementing collagen again into our body. So here's what a little list I put together. So, obviously we're talking about this because it improves your skin health. Collagen's a major component of your skin. We just discussed it's the number one protein in your body. So it plays a role in strengthening your skin. It's essential for elasticity that we're talking about, hydration, which is huge as you get older. You know, as you age, your body, stops to make collagen as much as it used to. And so you start to get that crepiness, or you don't have those baby cheeks anymore. And a lot of us, maybe you didn't want those baby cheeks, but you know what, it's that sign of youthfulness, and we are all trying to get just those little signs.
The
exactly
glow, right?
that
Yes.
glow, exactly. Another thing that collagen is really great for, and if you've seen any products, you're always hearing about how great it is for hair and nails. So skin, hair, and nails with collagen. It helps to increase your nails by making them less brittle.
Yeah.
It stimulates hair growth. So imagine having great young looking skin, great looking hair, your nails are growing. I mean, that's sort of all the signs of how it was when we were younger.
Yeah, health.
Yeah. So a little more invasively. So I do have, there are supplements obviously of that you can take, which is either, in, you can take it in a pill form or in a powder form. But, I wanted to talk a little bit, and, Karin, have you ever had, they have less invasive procedures that will help stimulate collagen? Because, it's all about stimulating collagen.
Right.
And we're heading toward a break pretty soon. But I'm going to mention a couple of them when we get back, just to see if, we'll just have a little bit of conversation and talk a little bit more about how else we can help our body stimulate its own collagen.
Yeah, that sounds good. I can't wait to hear what some of those are. You got my curiosity peaked here. And so you will definitely want to come back after these couple of messages, and when we will talk about some other external kinds of treatments to get this collagen going.
All clear. So for that segment, one.
And we are back. In case you are just tuning in, my name is Karin Weiri. I am one of the hosts of Shift Happens, where we every week talk about different things, some things that you may have known, some things that you probably didn't know, because there are lots of techniques and methods out there that are coming out that sound very futuristic. And we want to let everybody know that this is here now. The future is here now, and
Yes.
you can take advantage of it. And today I have my amazing co-host, Jessica Derle, with me. And
hello.
Not only are we celebrating youthfulness and what are the things, the magical, natural things that we can do to keep ourselves looking and feeling youthful, so we have the energy and the health and the vitality to continue to be able to go out and do the things that we are put here on earth to do. But we are also celebrating Jessica's birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yes, another milestone.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. And, and that truly is what prompted me to want to have this conversation on today's episode, because, it's a new year. It's a year where we start to reflect and try and see if we're doing everything, holistically, financially, relationship wise, and health wise, to put ourselves in the best position. So we're starting to talk about, this could be a huge topic, but today we're focusing on skin, because youthfulness is what you see when you look into somebody's face. And now we all know that in reality, youthfulness is your mind and your body, and it's all other things. But at the end of the day, we spoke in our first segment that we're all a little vain. And part of what makes us feel good, honestly, is looking good, or at least feeling like we look good. So it's all about that today. So we talked a little bit about collagen, and what we can do to try and reintroduce collagen into our body, because it's something that our body naturally makes. But as we get older, like most things, it just doesn't do the same thing. So supplements are so important, but really good supplements. And so we ended that with me wanting to tell you a little bit more about a couple of procedures that are also really good for supplements. And I will tell you that these should be done by a trained esthetician when you do this. But there's a procedure that I love to do a couple of times a year, and it's called needling. And I sort of equate it to, if there are any golfers out there, aerating the greens. It's literally taking a pen that has dozens of little needles in it, and sort of aerating your skin and creating these little tiny, little micro holes in your skin that you do not see, that's not bloody. But what that does is it helps create collagen. It creates a little bit of I'm going to say damage, even though it's not, but it pricks the skin enough that in order to heal itself, the body produces collagen. So needling is something that if you haven't tried, look it up, find a qualified esthetician and give it a try. Have you ever tried needling?
I was going to
Karin?
say, that sounds painful. No, I have not tried that.
You know what? So here's the thing. In truth, I would guess it is, but it's one of the things that I do that they actually numb your face for.
Really?
But I will tell you, it's well worth having done. It's a lot less. It's a lot less painful and less invasive than doing a really deep peel. So I totally recommend needling. And for anyone that doesn't want to go to the needle, a peel, like a glycolic peel, it's all about, exfoliating your skin and getting that old dead skin off your face and neck, and exposing the fresh skin so that you have that youthful look. I mean, you're there, you just have to uncover it. So let's move on to number 2. And so my number 2 product that I like to use is vitamin A. It's also a retinol. Have you ever used that, Karin?
I believe I've used products that have retinol in them. Mm-hmm.
And they're really good because, again, we talked about exfoliating. If these are essentially different, it's a great way through a topical that you can exfoliate. And let me tell you a little bit of how I've found this, an article that explained it a little better. So vitamin A is a retinoid, and retinoids reduce fine lines and wrinkles by increasing the production of collagen. We just had this conversation. It's all about the collagen.
Yes.
But they also stimulate the production of new blood vessels in the skin, which improves your skin color. So rejuvenation is really important in the youth process. And so, by doing that, it's effectively exfoliating your skin. And exfoliating is great because as we age, our cells just don't turn over as frequently as they did when we were younger. And that's why we start to see all these changes, and a lot of the changes that we associate with, we're getting a little older. And so to help that regeneration process, things like a retinol, which is essentially a cream that has vitamin A in it that you put on your face. Now, with anything that's giving you an exfoliation like a retinol, you really do need to manage your sun exposure, because obviously you've got this beautiful new skin that you're bringing to the surface, and you don't want to damage it. That's not what we're trying to do. We're sort of trying a little bit to reverse what we all may have done in our younger years when we didn't think twice about how we were living our lives and absorbing the wonderful sun. So that's something I wanted to bring up, because I really, really think that if you incorporate, something like a vitamin A cream into your week, you'll just have that wonderful exfoliation. And you don't want to over exfoliate, because then, you're going to dry out your skin. So it's sort of a balance of, the things that we're talking about today and common sense.
Like many times I think of an exfoliation like once a week is probably, depending on what your skin is like. If you have finer, thinner skin, then less or not at all. Especially if you have rosacea, then you have to be really careful. But
and exactly,
thicker, more oily skin can do more. So
and that's why I brought up really trying to find yourself a good esthetician. And, I have one that I love. I've been seeing her for, probably 15 years. And, so if, my recommendation is find one, but look at a friend or an acquaintance that you see that is about your age and looks great, and ask them what they do. A lot of times they're doing a lot of the things that we're talking about right now. And a lot of the times they've gotten the recommendations like I did from a really good esthetician. And that's somebody you can trust.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so we have microneedling and we have retinol.
So it's all about, So the bottom line is we're sort of, everything we're talking about sort of kind of, a lot of it is going back to exfoliation and collagen. So the third one is a procedure. You talked about needling, but have you done microdermabrasion? That's my number 3.
Yeah, I have with myself. I haven't gone to an esthetician and done it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I only do it with an esthetician. So she uses, something that looks like a pen. And instead of the end of the pen having needles for needling, which is, goes slightly deeper, microderm is sort of just like sandblasting your skin. It doesn't hurt. It's sort of, it maybe tickles a little bit. That, folks, does not hurt. So if you don't want to be, numbing your face for needling, I so recommend trying microdermabrasion because it gently takes off, just that surface layer. After the procedure, your skin is a little red, maybe like it might be if you had a little bit of a sunburn. And yes, you'll flake. You won't peel, but you'll have this nice little flake. Put a little moisturizer on it. You can totally put makeup on your face. There's no downtime with microdermabrasion. You can do it, once a month. I honestly do it just a couple of times a year because I'm out in the sun all the time. I like being outdoors, and, Karin and I live in Florida. So some of
can't
these
avoid
things,
the sun.
No, you can't. And, a lot of these things that we need, we just really have to be extra cautious about. But, microdermabrasion is great for so many things. So, it's great to brighten your complexion. It's great for skin tone. It's great for texture. Helps to minimize the look of some age spots. If you've got any age spots that are bugging you, see an esthetician, have them help you with that. It's even been used for certain scars. So, if you ask around a lot and enough, and, you'll find a lot of solutions to some things that you might wonder, well, am I sort of stuck with this? Is this the best it gets? And the answer is, I'm going to tell you the answer is always going to be no. Because if you have something you need an answer to, you just have to ask the right person and you'll come up with a solution.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's terrific. Yeah. And I know that, even doing that myself, with the little handheld one, and it really feels good, like I said, because you feel so clean and fresh afterwards again, because of getting all the old dead skin, because we're all shedding all the time, and we have to get it off,
Yes. Tell me what yours looks like. I've never had a do it myself microdermabrasion.
Yeah, so it's like a little handheld thing that has a little brush, that round brush, and when you turn it on, it spins.
Oh,
and
so
then,
it's so okay.
Yeah, and then
like
there's a particular kind of a cream that has the the grainy stuff on there.
Gotcha.
And you go around like that.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, and you know what? You're right, though. Now that I know I totally know what you're talking about. People do have to be careful because you can, your skin is a little. You have to be gentle with your skin.
Yes.
And it's funny. The one thing that the sort of another common factor that when I was doing my research on these things that I use is so often we treat our face and not our neck, and our neck is just as important. And now at my age that I turned this month, I'm really starting to notice that, that's the part that I'm really, really trying to take care of. I'm trying to make sure that every time I have something done, or if I use these products, I'm not neglecting my neck. So I would just say, make sure, include your neck. Don't leave it out.
Yeah, I am friends with this one esthetician who's amazing. And she talks about, whatever you do to your face, you're supposed to do all the way down to your décolletage.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of, you practically have to get undressed to do that, if you don't want to get your clothes all wet, but whatever.
But when you think about it, that's the part of the front of you that really takes a huge beating from the sun. I mean, because when I'm outside playing pickleball, and even if I have a hat or a visor, so that's protecting the top part of my face. My neck, my chin is essentially helping my neck, but that area on your chest,
Yeah.
So, let's move on to number 4, which Karin mentioned when we were talking about her collagen supplement. And she mentioned that hers has a hyaluronic acid in it.
Yes.
That by far was the number one best secret that my esthetician gave me, 15 years ago. And hyaluronic is something else that our bodies make naturally. So I'm going to read you a little bit about it that I found. So like collagen, hyaluronic acid, like I said, is something that's naturally made in our bodies. The largest amounts are found in our skin, which we're talking about, but in our connective tissues and our eyes. Its main function is to retain water, to keep our tissues well lubricated and moist. So I have a hyaluronic acid serum that I use actually twice a day. So I don't know if Karin, you use a separate one outside of your collagen.
Nope.
But it's a serum. And so immediately after washing, you put the hyaluronic acid on because it keeps the moisture in your skin. And by doing that, your skin doesn't dry out as much. Right. So it's super important. And I would say if you do nothing else after listening to our show, go out and get a good hyaluronic. You can get it at most of the better stores and start using it because you'll be glad you did. It's super important.
And even without the hyaluronic acid, I do that with my lotion. So when I get out of the shower, just whatever I use for my lotion, put that on right away so that it locks in the moisture from the shower. Yeah. Every single time.
I would go one further, and I would say, Karin, give hyaluronic acid a try.
Yeah.
because it's really designed, it's a serum, so it's designed to go underneath any kind of lotions. Yeah. But, so it's great for your skin. You can take it in a supplement, but I have it in a topical. And it helps with the suppleness. It helps, it just helps the water bind to retain, retain the moisture. So things, there are so many things that interfere with our body's ability to function properly. And like with collagen, this hyaluronic, the natural aging process, you can't get away with it from it rather. But overexposure to the sun, which we've talked about. If you guys are still smoking, that's horrible. Pollution, all of that stuff interferes over time. So taking the supplement really helps prevent the decline of it. And it's going to help you look a lot younger. And your skin looks smoother. It's all about giving your body what it needs to, just be its best. So collagen, exfoliate, hyaluronic.
There you go.
and when we come back, we're going to have number 5. And then I'm going to share some bonus information with you guys. On other ways that we can make sure we're doing the best for ourselves, for our skin.
Ooh, I can't wait. I hope you guys have your pens and paper out, or you're just going to have to re-listen to this. So, so go ahead and grab those pen and papers if you don't already have them out, because we will be back with the last couple of and bonus tips too. All right, and we are back. And in case you are just jumping on and joining us here at Shift Happens, my name again, as always, is Karin Weiri, and I am the master of the mindset on this group here. And with me today, I have Jessica Derle, and we are talking about what can we do to keep ourselves more youthful and younger looking, younger feeling, and we are specifically focusing in on our skin. So we are talking about a lot of very simple things that we can do, Jessica, right?
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're all busy. We all have the best intentions. But we are not willing to take necessarily the time that we need to do things maybe 1,000% right. So we love things that are easy. We love things that, don't complicate our routine, that don't make us think twice. It's all about how can I incorporate things into my days. And, so we started talking about, supplements. Supplements are simple to do because it's either, you take it with water in the morning. We've talked about collagen supplements. I use mine in a shake. It's super simple. It's just a powder. I also have another collagen that I can put in water, so it's a little fruity tasting. So, we talked about the importance of collagen in our body and how that's wonderful for helping our skin stay youthful and giving us the bounce that it needs. We talked a little bit about exfoliating, how important exfoliation is. And, you can go to an esthetician and have some things done, which I really recommend for that step. But Karin does a great exfoliation from home. So she's got, so between the two of us, we incorporate that into our regimen in two different ways. So I think it's great that, if you have a little more time and you want to treat yourself, you can go have it done. But, if you're one of those people that loves to do it yourself, well, there are great products out there that you can do to help exfoliating. We talked about retinol, which is something else. It's just a topical cream. It's vitamin A. It's totally recommended. It's something that you would probably use after, maybe the day after, not immediately after you do an exfoliation, because you don't want to irritate your skin. So you want to do them all, but, be smart about the timing, which is why, I think an esthetician, a really good one, will put you on the right path. And so, number 5, which is funny that we're talking about, because when we broke before, Karin and I grabbed our water bottles to hydrate. So guess what number 5 is, guys? And, you would think it's really easy to incorporate drinking a lot of water into your day, but I will confess to still having trouble with that. I'm so much better, and I know the benefits of a lot of water, and like I said, it's getting better, but golly, I always make a resolution to, I'm going to drink more water. But number 5 is, guys, you have to stay hydrated. Because if you're not hydrated, everything you're doing for your collagen and your hyaluronic, all these things that need water in your body in order to help bind, to keep you youthful, they're just not going to have the moisture. So, the more hydrated you stay, the fewer wrinkles and fine lines you're going to see. Water helps your skin retain the moisture, which helps it increase your elasticity. And the more elastic your skin is, the fewer wrinkles you're going to see. And the fewer wrinkles people are going to notice. It improves your complexion, reduces puffiness, although, it's interesting. It reduces the bad puffiness, but if you drink enough water, it can help your skin stay plumper. So there's a difference between having nice bounce back, plumpy skin and having, puffiness. Plump skin, it also that, that hides the aging. So if your skin is nice and refreshed and full of water that it needs, you're just not going to see the wrinkles that the aging process is going to give us.
And the puffiness is always in the wrong places, right?
Isn't it though? Yes. I'll tell you what, and I know we're talking about skin, but and I talked about, we talked about the neck and how don't neglect your neck, and a whole other show where we're going to have to talk about puffiness, and we're going to have a lot of really good tips for everybody that as we're aging is finding things puffing where we don't want them puffing. We have to help each other. It's all about how do we march down the road arm in arm and armed with some really great ways to not be puffy.
Anti-puffiness. Yes, that will be the name of that show.
That is just too funny. And so, we had, we had 5 tips here, which, there's no one thing to do. It's a routine. It's a choice that you make. And it's individual. I mean, if you are totally happy with how you look, then I embrace it. I love people that are just so comfortable, quote, in their skin. Mm-hmm. I love that. And then, what?
I'm sorry. One thing that I just see when I work with people, and because I work with a lot of people with anxiety and mm-hmm. those kinds of things, there's always life events that have got them so caught up in that fight or flight. So they're stressed out, they're not sleeping. And when they release that and then they come back and I can see now they're sleeping. So sleep and stress is also something that is good for your skin.
Absolutely. Well, better sleep and reduction of stress.
Yes.
100%.
That's a youth booster right there.
Oh yeah. You are right there, lady. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So
yeah. So, so it's not one thing, it's a bunch of things, but you make, you choose, you do you the way you want to do you. And so, sort of on this vein, I was, it's the beginning of the year. Not only are there, maybe some supplements we can take, but eating the right foods are also either good or bad for your skin. It's everything that we ingest, everything that goes into our body has an impact on our body. So I figured, since we have a little time, let's talk a little bit about some foods that we can maybe choose to eat because we know they're going to be really good for our skin. So the first one is, and it's probably no surprise to a lot of you who are already really good at choosing the right foods, but fatty fish.
Yep.
So, salmon. I happen to love salmon, so thank goodness, because the other fatty fish that they list are mackerel and herring, which I'm not that person, but I can do.
It has to be cooked right.
I have not tried. I have to say I haven't tried, so I'm judging before I've even tried them. But the reason that those are so good for our skin is because of the omega-3 fatty acid that you'll find in those fish. And those fatty acids are necessary to keep skin thick, supple, and moisturized. And that it's all about thick, supple, and moisturized.
That's right.
So that was the first one that I came up with. Now, the second one I love, avocados.
Ooh,
I can so get down on an avocado.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I will take anybody's recipe. If you want to talk about your favorite avocado toast that you want to send me a recipe on, I will definitely give that a try.
You know what I really love? Avocado with just the liquid aminos. Have you ever had that?
No.
The Bragg's liquid aminos. Oh my God. It's like a healthy version of
like
soy sauce.
Soy sauce. Yeah. Okay. I think we have had it. I think, my friends have cooked with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's good. And, guacamole, I'm all about the guacamole.
Oh yeah. That goes in everything.
So, they're high in healthy fats.
Yeah.
And we all know that, healthy fats are good for our bodies in general. But avocados are a good source of vitamin E, and vitamin E is important. It's an antioxidant. It helps protect our skin from the oxidative damage. And every time I say the word oxidative, I think of our other co-host, Aida.
Yes. Yes, oxidative stress. We get it.
So, who's a nut lover? Walnuts are supposed to be really good and have lots of great benefits. They're a source of, again, essential fatty acids. And we just talked about how great fatty acids are for our body. What else do I have on here? Walnuts. How about sweet potatoes? Are you not a sweet potato lover?
I have come to like it. I'm not a huge sweet potato lover, but I like them a lot more. And what I just started doing because I went to Aldi the other day and they had really cheap, all cubed and frozen. So I've been throwing some in my smoothie because I thought, why not?
Really?
Yeah.
So wait, so you can buy already cubed.
Yes.
Sweet potato.
Yes.
See, I don't cook, so I don't know where to find these things. I had no idea that they make it that easy.
And squash too. Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. Now, I don't know that I've ever thought about putting it in my shake.
Yep. I throw everything in there. Everything that I know is good for you, it goes in there. It's and it ends up, for the most part, tasting good.
That's great. I mean, I love sweet potatoes. And, I started, I have an air fryer. I think, do you have an air fryer?
Nope.
You know what they are, right?
I've heard of them, yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
And, I just mentioned that I don't cook. So this air fryer is ideal for me because it essentially cooks anything you want to cook with air. So there's no oil. So I'm going to tell you about, I want to say about 20 plus years ago, I bought this slicer. It's like it almost looks like a slicer that the butcher uses to cut cold cuts. So, and I never used it because, again, I went to I went to a friend's house. They were selling cookware, which I don't use. I bought this slicer, and 20 years later, I'm using it to cut a sweet potato, which apparently I don't even have to cut because I can buy it.
There you go.
But so anyway, I've been using it, and I've been slicing them into, I guess, round discs, which sort of like French fry, potato chips. So I cut them, I slice them up, put them in my air fryer for about 15 minutes, and I am in sweet potato heaven.
Wow.
I mean, it is the best thing ever. And honestly, it makes me feel like a cook. So I'm digging all that.
It's a twofer.
Yeah. So sweet potatoes have beta carotene, and carotenoids like beta carotene keep your skin healthy by acting as a natural sunblock. Did you know that?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't. That's cool.
I didn't know that either until
Awesome.
I was doing this research. And I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've been eating more of those lately. So I was like, oh, okay. Didn't think that a food could have
It'd be a good combination with the retin A.
Yeah. Well, it's, absolutely. Yeah. So if you're going to be doing that to your skin, have some sweet potatoes so that you don't have to worry about it.
That's right.
So the next one, we have broccoli, which I love, and it's full of tons of vitamins and minerals that are good for skin health, like zinc, vitamin A, vitamin C.
Fiber.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna end my list with these two because these are two wonderful ones. So dark chocolate.
Yes.
Who doesn't want a really good reason to have dark chocolate?
That's right. So,
if you needed one more reason to eat chocolate, here it is. The effects of cocoa on your skin are pretty phenomenal. And so this is really interesting. It found that people found that their skin was less rough and scaly and less sensitive, again, to sunburn and had better blood flow. So who thought that dark chocolate could help with your blood flow?
I had no idea. I did not know that one.
And then the last one on my list, which will be perfect with that, is red wine. I mean, we've heard of red wine and its benefits. Yeah. So
not the whole bottle.
Red wine, not the whole bottle, and not every day, because then you'll not a good combination. We talked about being smart.
Yes. And you know what's interesting, Jessica? This list, except for the sweet potato and the red wine, are all also on the list of super brain foods.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah. So again, twofer, you taking care of your skin and your brain.
And your brain.
All
two super important parts of your body, by the way.
No kidding. I do my best to preserve all my little brain cells here.
Well, yes, that's a great thing. So that's my contribution to today. And those are, so as we go through 2020 and you want to do some really good things for yourself, and you're wondering, what can I do to help maybe maintain my youthfulness, go over the list you just wrote down and, try a couple of the things that we talked about. Make sure you're eating a few of these foods, and there you go.
There you go. And, so some of the supplements that I take are also part of what I incorporate into when I work with people, because people were interested in adding that as well. So for between the mindset and the supplement part is something that you can reach me on shifthappens.live. And Jessica, you do this amazing Beamer thing with people that helps the blood flow that also will keep us healthy and youthful, right?
Yes, absolutely. And, you can reach me on my blog and hit the contact button, jessicaderle.com. Email is jessicaderle, jessicaderle1@gmail. And let's chat. Let's chat about, everything, getting older. Share your secrets with us. We want more secrets.
Yes.
We want to know what you're doing. We want, maybe you want to come and join us on here and brag about what you're doing. We would love to know.
Yeah. And for that, we would love if you would go to our Shift Happens Facebook page, because that way everybody will be able to see that, because we want to share this with everyone. Because here is the thing, is that when we can uncover all of this stuff. We can uncover our youthfulness. We can uncover our amazing mindset. We can uncover our particular talents that we are put here on planet Earth to share. And we all have a particular thing, even if it's being an incredible mom. That is super important because you are bringing up the next generation.
Yep.
So that is what we're here to do, to help you go out and shine your beautiful inner light and share your amazing, special, unique talents with the world.
Great. Until next time, everyone.
See ya.